Anyway, hello gamers, and welcome to another league match. We have a very exciting cross-keys match here between Fear Agent of your mom's favorite Rando team and Radical Sniper of JKLOL. And I am joined today by Blue Link. Blue Link, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to see an interesting race, and hopefully we didn't miss too much in the first couple minutes.
Yeah, it looks like we had slightly different starts on both sides. Like Jesse just found a connector here to the Eastern Palace area, whereas Fear is getting in these South Hylia Island checks. Okay, it looks like our tracker Ike here is on point, saying that the only interesting thing we found so far is a hook shot. So that is, I guess we are pretty much up to date.
Yeah, hookshot's nice to have for some extra speed, especially when we don't have boots early on.
Yeah, so it looks like Jesse found that connector from Kakariko, whereas Fear's going for early Eastern start. I've seen a few more people opt for this start lately.
Speaking of going fast, Radical Sniper's hookshot seems to be a little bit stuck.
Yeah, seriously, he's gonna have to start moving if he wants to take this race.
I guess while we have a few seconds, we can talk about the playoff picture. Oh, we found Pod. Never mind, we have things to talk about.
Yeah, no pod keys. So unless Jesse or Radical Sniper wants to mimic clip, there's not a whole lot they're going to be able to do in here. And with so early, I guess he's going for it anyway. But yeah, speaking of that playoff fixture, so these two teams are really necking neck and kind of second and third in the division. So your mom's favorite Rando team with 7 wins is in a 3-way tie for third through fifth, although they have 2 fewer losses than their two teams, so they have 2 chances to pull ahead. Whereas JKLOL is in second at 8-2. So if Fear Agent is able to pull out this win, they will actually overtake JKLOL for second place, which is pretty interesting for seeding.
And meanwhile, JKLOL is jockeying for first place in their division. Okay, we found the front door of TR.
Yeah, it looks like we just got Fear kind of cleaning up some more of these Kakariko checks. Alright, so it looks like we missed what was on the bow side of the pod. Like you're saying, nothing of note. I think he's watching Jesse's actual stream, which is good.
Yes, shout out to Ike, our tracker. Our trackers are always our MVPs, and we are relying on him a bit more than usual early on in this race.
Interesting. So we got Desert Palace West. So there is one check in logic for Fear. He might be waiting to go through that until kind of the end of his Kakariko trip to take one of the connectors on the way.
Oh, and suddenly we are synced up between our two runners. But only for a moment.
Alright, nice piece of heart on the bottle vendor. Ooh, nice bomb farmhouse there for Fear, although he's already got 10 bombs, so it's not super helpful for him. We got a lumberjack with a map on it. That's kind of tempting to pick up. It might be worth. I think you see some people pick that up. Some people would. Fear opting not to pick it up. I don't blame him.
Oh, meanwhile, Jesse found the well in the Lost Woods dropdown. The CAC well, that is.
Nice early
Nice fire rod.
rod. Yeah, can't complain about that. It's a nice offensive weapon. Ooh, nice mirror. Some people argue the best item in cross key, so getting an early mirror makes Dark World travel much more efficient, but also without a Moon Pearl, it makes Dark World travel a lot more tempting as well, which can be both a good and bad thing.
Oh, for sure. There have been some ridiculous seeds this week in terms of Moon Pearl location. So it looks like Fear Agent's going to go ahead and do that Mimic clip as well.
Yeah, being a little careful here, not to take too much damage from the berries. All right, not a whole lot in the Lost Woods gambling hole.
All right, we're going to find out what's on Lumberjack here.
Oh,
well.
So at least, you're going to find boots at some point. That is the one saving grace of the Lumberjack Ganon.
Although there's no guarantee those boots will come anytime soon.
That is true. Nice, very nice mimic clip from Fear there, bufferless. Alright, so let's see what else we have left in terms of drop downs. I'm assuming since Iker said Uncle had the hook shot, that Uncle was vanilla. That looks like a useless fairy cave. And so Jesse probably knows that this drop down has some type of value, which is why he's coming over here. Because he's found both Ganon and the useless fairy. And, oh, I guess could still be Magic Bat, but that's not too bad, especially if you want to come out in Houlihan. No, looks like we're just going to get, the Flute Spot 2 check.
Yeah, 215 rupees I guess is enough for now.
Ooh. That is a very good find.
Not much we can do right now, just the 2 chests in Hope Room.
Looks like Jesse's just gonna check the torch, grab the key, and probably be on his way.
Nothing of note on the torch.
Alright, where to now? I don't think we've seen any of kind of the South Light World stuff.
I believe that is the case.
We also didn't see where Sank was at the beginning. Okay, it looks like that's a very nice Sank spot. Any of the Kakariko spots are very good for Sanctuary, so I'm guessing Jesse might be thinking of connectors. Maybe the bottle vendor here.
Yeah, speaking of connectors, we have not had a look at the other 2 entrances of Desert Palace yet.
Yeah, and I don't think Jesse went in and got the map chest either, which is fully in logic.
Looks like that's where he's heading now, and we'll get a look at the other torch. Mystery Small Key, that's always troubling.
Yeah, see if anything of value is here in the map chest. Oh, well, you love seeing that right after you left the potion shop location, but I mean it is Ganon's Tower, so if he finds a cane or a hammer, he's got an excuse or another excuse to go back there, so it's not too bad. Alright, that location isn't too helpful, so if he wants to go up main, he's got to take a Death Warp. And with that mirror, even finding connectors to the Dark World can be super valuable. Like if you find something on Dark Death Mountain, you can just mirror and get many entrances. So following connectors is going to be a much higher priority for both of them. Looks like Fear is on his way to get his hookshot now, which is good for him.
Very politely waiting for that guard to get out of his way. Okay, so that's the old man cave where we came out of. Quite a few entrances over here on the west Death Mountain, but we're not going to quite get a look at what this cave is.
Some nice hookshot there for Fear. It's like Jesse's making his way through all of these Death Mountain entrances. There's a nice Fairy Ascension connector. It's good to find like one connector up here, although he does have the hookshot, so he can go over to East Death Mountain as well, but having a kind of connector to end your route on is always nice. And with that mirror, we can also check the Tower Hera entrance, so we are guaranteed to be able to find our old man to get that extra save and quit point. And speaking of, looks like it was at Hera, so it was a good thing they have that mirror.
No sword to do the little sparkles in the dark, so we have Jesse dropping bombs. And now we're going to see some mushroom strats. I've never seen this before.
See, we found boots at that house just south of Kakariko, so I guess Jesse didn't go down there in the routing that we missed. That's a very kind, convenient boots location.
Oh, very.
Yeah, a lot of wild small keys that we can see and not get in this seed so far.
Very nice of the old man to be holding onto that sword for us.
Again, I'm assuming we got Fear doing some South Shore stuff, considering he already did all of the Eastern Palace area. Well, one runner finds the top of the connector while the other one finds the bottom of it. That's always very interesting. So Jesse's got one more drop-down entrance to check, and then I think we'll see them go to the East Death Mountain locations.
Yeah, that'd be the most sensible place to go. Oh, look, Hookshot Cave, and we have a nice early hookshot.
Speaking of, we also have Paradox Cave, out of logic, but you're going to take the 7 items every time. Yeah, unsurprisingly, Fear opting to check the other side. He doesn't have a glove, so the temptation to go all the way to the Ice Rod Cave area is a little bit less.
Oh, half magic. That's nice. And oh boy.
Looks like Fear found a different way up Death Mountain. Nice lamp there on Jesse's side as well.
Okay, so Eastern's located here. That's interesting.
Yeah, a little tough to get here, so I'm not surprised that Fear is doing this dip. Nice GT small on Fear side. Oh, speaking of the asteroid cave area, Jesse's gonna be able to get there as well as this free big key. Tower Para not necessarily required, but always nice to have before you find the Tower Para.
That's for sure. Okay, piece of heart here in Cave 45. Hey, you know what's really cool? Jesse's rupee count, just a second ago, was his bomb count times his arrow count.
Ooh, nice blinds hut too. It's like this is a spot he probably otherwise would not have rushed to, given the equipment that he has. So going through that connector is, I think, potentially going to be very helpful for him.
Meyer small, not something absolutely required. Nothing of interest otherwise so far.
All right, well, maybe not. Not the best blinds hut, but you know, it's good to get that marked off your tracker anyway. All right, we're gonna see where the old man save and quit point is. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not really helpful immediately. Okay, nice Bonk Rocks. We can get this chest using a Super Bunny glitch.
A shovel, okay. That's not the worst place for it.
I mean, it's kind of nice, right? You're going to go to Cave 45 anyway, I would imagine. This is going to get Jesse his boots as well, right? Because he's going to go clean up those entrances after he does Cave 45, so this is going to work out pretty nicely for him. Boots are at like the house next to Race Game in the Light World. They're super free.
Oh, Waterfall Fairy Cave having blue mail. Nice to have when you're on 4 hearts still.
Alright, so Fear gonna clean up all of these Death Mountain checks. So we'll get to see the caves that we kind of missed from Jesse's stream blipping there.
Just a map there on Lake Hylia Island.
Alright, so Fear has seen the bottom end of this, so he can just check the item and get out of here and not worry about it.
Oh, Pyramid Fairy having another piece of defense there, our first shield.
Alright, what do we got? K45. Oh no. Oh no, Jesse, your
Oh no!
boots! Oh, that really sucks. But he also hasn't checked the shovel yet, so I guess he can get back over there, but...
And the boots were so close to this cave too.
Alright, TR big. Not immediately useful, but you know, it may be required in the future. Oh, okay, that's a very nice connector at least. So we'll get just see a few more checks. The top of Light World and Dark World Death Mountain. Fear about to get his mushroom. He hasn't been to the potion shop yet, which is Gen's Tower, so he'll be able to turn that in efficiently, and it will lead him to his Gen's Tower.
He does have a GT small, but does not have the means to use it anywhere. An Ice Palace small, another not terribly interesting key.
Yeah, nice spike cave there. Alright, Jesse opting to go down this way. Oh, I guess he went through a connector, didn't he? Right? He went through the Paradox Cave connector, so he never actually did East Death Mountain.
That sounds right to me. Yeah, he's going to get his shield momentarily. I was about to say shovel. But he's already got that shovel.
Yeah, if you're gaining a fair bit of efficiency on Death Mountain, being able to do these hook climbs and hook speeds.
Oh, here's the front of Hyrule Castle.
Did we not see this from Fear?
I don't think so.
Because he was just over here. Did he not go in this entrance?
I've already forgotten which entrance this actually was. Okay, that's another GT small. Jesse's first, of course.
Let's see if there's anything of interest. These checks are out of logic still, but well, can't complain about an out of logic flute, though.
Oh, absolutely not.
So that is yet another way that Jesse gets to his boots, going, get the shovel, clean up those entrances, and activate his flute. Although he does have the save and quit point, which is much closer than starting from Link's house. But it's another time he'll be back in Kakariko. Sang is at the magic bat.
Oh, nice bug net. Too bad we don't have a bottle. Well, Jesse doesn't have a bottle. Fear Agent does.
Alright, so Jesse going for Dark Cross. This isn't logic. Alright, just 20 bucks. I'm guessing we'll see him check the connectors and then probably be on his way to activate that flute.
Yep, checking the left connector first because it's quicker to get to. And this is also Village of Outcasts. Fear Agent's about to get his sword from the old man. He'll be probably relieved not to have to run around with boots and no sword.
Alright, what do we got? Hyrule Castle East. Alright, I mean, not a whole lot you can do stranded on Lake Hylia Island with no means to fake flipper. So you see Jesse go back and activate his flute. Alright, so where is Fear going? I don't know if he saw the Hyrule Castle entrance. He certainly didn't go in there because he didn't have a flute. Because he was over on East Death Mountain. Alright, it looks like Jesse is going to go check these entrances south of CAC. It's not going to be super pleased with delaying the boost for this long, but at least he will be getting them before too long.
Okay, well, he's just rediscovered Paradox Cave, or Fear Agent has. And Jesse's just delaying his boots a little bit more, just for fun.
That's good for Fear, though, getting sent back over here, because that means he probably will get his flute.
Okay, a small key on small key on race game.
Okay, it looks like he did see it and then just decided not to go in immediately, which makes perfect sense. Nothing wrong with that decision.
Yeah, now he's got a sword. Makes sense that he wants to go to escape.
Right. So Jesse gonna check his shovel. Ooh, nice bow.
Very nice bow.
Doesn't really do anything immediately, considering we already sequence broke the bow lock checks in pod. But so Jesse probably gonna clean up maybe this boost location. I think we're really looking at South Light World area, like the dam / Agina's Cave areas for progression now. There are a few connectors we haven't checked yet also.
That is also true.
Just gotta find the bottom of Spectacle Rock here. Which is kind of nice. He knows he never has to worry about that connector. He can just mark it off.
Alright, looks like he's going to be making his South Shore checks that Fear Agent already did. There's his blue bottle.
Yeah, Jesse really should or needs to remember to flute to 2 and turn that mushroom though. It's always the worst when you forget and then you go start bunny walking somewhere and you find the potion shop and you're just like, oh yeah, really should have done that.
Oh yeah, that never would be a good feeling, I imagine. Well, Jesse is about to find Eastern Palace. He does have the bow, but not the big key, so that doesn't actually help him.
Yeah, Fear remembering that he can just mirror here and activate his flute, which is nice. Little bit better routing on his side. Oh, I see we see a Tower of Hera.
Jesse making a few attempts to Super Bunny this, and still not quite getting it.
Yeah, it's always the worst after you fail it a couple times, then your hands get kind of sweaty, and then it just can kind of go off the rails. Alright, very nice. So now you can get in here in Death Warp.
Which is not a trivial exercise on Blue Mail.
No, and the Kadongos are who they do more damage. He was shooting the wrong direction for him, but now there he got it.
Alright, Fear Agent's going to find out what this key is, and this entrance here as well. Well, key first.
Ooh, nice sword.
Our first pod small.
Well, we do know where Pod is, so that puts 2 more checks in logic.
Nice Harapot from Jesse.
Yeah, and they do have, he does have the Tower of Hera big key, which is nice. So you know you're going to clean up everything in upstairs Hera at once. Not that it was super useful, though. Now that you have the mirror, getting heart containers is really only a benefit to you.
Look at Fear Agent just dashing through Spiral Cave. So pleasant to watch.
Yeah, finding that Master Sword makes the Moldorm fight a bit more smooth. Although I know Jesse is perfectly capable of doing the energy fight, but the Master Sword fight is a little bit quicker and safer.
Well done. And we have a compass, the Skullwoods, and a pendant. Lovely. Not the correct pendant, mind you. It's supposed to be red.
Yeah, I'm guessing Jesse saw Eastern and was like, oh, I'm going to check the other entrances first before I go back in there.
So we have found several dungeons. Most of them are just not beatable right now.
Gina's Cave. You love having to go back all the way back here for just that. There's your Death Mountain Ascent, which is completely useless. So I think Fear probably has another Hyrule Castle exit that he hasn't checked yet, which is going to be kind of convenient.
Well, I expect he's going to be a little disappointed once he exits this door.
So where's Fear going? So he's got a couple checks in pod. He can flute to 2, find Ganon's Tower, and turn his mushroom, which is, I think, what he's doing right now, which makes a lot of sense. Oh, he might have already found it before the stream started, actually. Maybe he did that route that finds it quickly.
Our tracker, Ike, you're informing us he already knows about GT.
Okay.
Hulahan. Though there's the Eastern Big Key. That would have been nice to have a while ago.
Yeah, that really sucks to find after you've gone through Eastern Palace. At least both of them are going to be in the same boat.
Eastern and Meyer are 5/6 crystals. I wonder if that Meyer crystal is the vanilla 6.
Ooh, nice laser bridge, which is in logic. We do have that cape.
Hopefully this will be more helpful than your typical Agina's Cave. Okay, the less interesting key for Swamp.
Right, Jesse also remembering to turn in his mushroom, which is good. Ooh. Alright, a whole lot of nothing. Do you remember where the shovel was?
I believe it was in a chest. I do not remember where that chest was.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if the Armos Knights are in logic or not. Iker telling us that he thinks it was out of logic. Okay, fair enough.
I do remember saying the location was convenient. I think it was somewhere physically close to the shovel spot, but that doesn't really help.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That is, I think Jesse found it on that Dark World loop. There was the Bonk Rocks at the Vanilla Bomb Shop, I think, maybe.
I think you might be right. So Jesse's heading right back into Eastern Palace with that shiny new big key. And we're going to see that the back of the old man's cave is not in a particularly helpful location.
I think these bonk rocks, this is a new check. There's nothing. Where's Fear going? Yeah, he hasn't done these checks yet, which we have seen from Jesse. We don't have that much left logically. Like, this Eastern Big is potentially something. Nope.
I like how our runners have nice multiples of 40 for their rupee counts. Actually, multiples of 60, mind you.
Fear getting his pretty much nothing out of Blind's Hut. I wonder where he goes now. I guess going back into pod's got to be kind of tempting.
No, just 100 rupees there on Armos. That is a red crystal for Jesse, but he does not know it at this time.
Looks like Fear's gonna do some fake flippering. So none of the stuff, not even the Zora's in logic for him, but it is, I guess, kind of convenient to do this. Ooh, nice castle tower.
Oh, and we do have one key to get both items here.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a moon pearl to get back into Link state. That's
Oh,
the
good
problem.
point. I've actually never seen that happen before, so that's what happens when you don't have the moon pearl.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if flippers were just vanilla right here.
Ooh, that is
Okay.
an interesting big key. I don't think he has the means to get that right now.
Yeah, he never got that shovel, so he doesn't have the bow.
Looks like Jesse gonna clean up the Eastern Palace area, which we've already seen from Fear.
No, just a map there from the scamfish, and oh, wow. Thanks.
Oh, okay, this was Bumper Cave. Interesting. So I guess maybe Fear didn't have the cape. So like a connector to the Mire area would be very good right about now. Okay, there you go. Very convenient.
You called it. Nicely done. That's quick for Mire entrance.
So this gives us 3 more entrances and the ledge item, which I don't think either of them scouted.
Third GT small, and we still do not have the means to do anything else in GT.
Yeah, starting to get suspicious though. If we get a GT big, oh nice Death Mountain descent connector. With no glove, you're gonna have to go back into the portal to get the other 2 entrances. Oh, it's like Fear. We're converging.
So we're 40 minutes in, and we have none of the pieces traditionally required for Dark World access. But here's Hype Cave, and this is a big key. Skullwood, so one less fetch quest there. There's Arcane of Samaria. That gets us a little more in GT. We have another key, our second pod key. And that's the 4th GT small already. Wow.
So all of the right side of GT is now in logic. So that is 8 items. No, 9 items. So I would expect that they're going to go there quite quickly. Yeah, we do know where GT is.
We should probably tell chat where GT is, not that we just know where it is. It is at the Witch's Hut.
There, nice dam for Jesse. Gonna be able to Super Bunny and collect the item and pull the lever.
Yeah, it's important to be able to do this right now because we do know where Swamp Palace is, despite not having the flippers, though. Well, Fear Agent has caught up to Jesse, and they are doing the same thing right now.
Yeah, Jesse having a little trouble with these Super Bunny setups. He knows the correct way to do it too. I think he's just missing the nice job, Fear. That's new tech right there. Using the anti-fairy to bump you into the lever to pull the dam.
Was he not able to open the chest in that state?
He could have even went back in, I think.
Okay, it was just 20 rupees.
I don't think he actually had the Super Bunny state. I think he just went in and used it, right? That's why he didn't open the chest. It looked like he was trying for it, but he just used the
okay.
anti-fairy instead.
You learn something every day. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Jesse, having not been over here before, is going to do Laser Bridge at Agina's Cave, and Fear's going to take this connector, I would imagine. You can pull the switch if you get hit by the anti-fairy cased in. It's like a new discovery.
And having Samaria, Jesse's going to be able to continue on in TR backwards. Okay, well that's not a particularly useful connector there. Desert East. Okay, that's thematically appropriate. We got the Swamp Small in the wet pond.
Ooh, nice glove.
Oh, very nice glove.
Yeah, so it might be a while before Fear gets back there. Because I guess, well, he went through the dark connector. He's going to the front of TR, which makes sense. Alright, looks like Jesse's going to go back through that dark connector too.
Oh,
Ooh,
another sword.
sword.
Very nice.
So yeah, we might see a similar path from Jesse, given that he's going to get spit out the same place, right next to where Fear is. Alright, one more check here for Fear. Alright, we going back to GT? Yeah, looks like it.
Makes perfect sense. Right, some tile room fun and games here for a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen Jesse just clean up some of these glove locations. There's not really a much better time to go do them all, given he's already done all the light world checks around them, so...
Well, that's the wrong entrance to Ice Cave, very close to where it is not supposed to be. Or is supposed to be.
Yeah, okay. Well, now we're converging on GT. I would say it's extremely likely there's a Moon Pearl in here, but you never know. It could be something else.
Like a small to TR, okay. What I really like with Tile Room is how sometimes the tiles that pop up very close to you will turn around when they chase you.
What do we got here? There you go.
There's the Moon Girl.
Ooh, nice Castle Tower small. It's good to try and get those out of the way. Fear does know where Castle Tower is.
And of course that Castle Tower is blocking a Ganon, so that was a required key.
Yeah, and that Quake Medallion is required for the Misery Mire entrance, so that could draw Fear back over to get that glove. See, another thing to do in that area. Yeah, so Fear without the bow is going to have a bit slower Ice Armos fight, but it's not really going to make that much of a difference. It's a little unfortunate that he doesn't have beams. I wonder what's in his bottle.
It's a blue potion.
Okay, it might be worth just speeding up the fight using that.
It's a shame he doesn't have the tempered sword either. Oh, Bob is playing some games with Fear Agent here.
Yeah, he picked up the pot, not quite at the right time. Yeah, and unfortunately the Master Sword is actually a worse weapon than the Fighter Sword, unless you do spins on Armos.
Really?
Yeah, those. Yeah, I don't. Just strange damage tables.
Jesse accidentally picked up both of the pots there. Had to bomb jump across. Fear Agent continuing to chip away at the Armos Knights. Jesse might actually get out of there faster than Fear Agent.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I if I were Fear, I think I'd be using that bottle just to get beams. I know it kind of sucks to lose it, but you got plenty of health and armor.
Well, now the easy part. Jesse has one arrow left. But he does get that done with the sword beams, which he's pointed out are very useful for that fight. Oh look, nice arrow refill. Compass, and just more money.
I think Jesse's saving quitting to the old man to clean up some more Dark World stuff around here potentially. I think Fear's going right back to Castle Tower, it looks
like. He could be taking that Moon Pearl to do the Waterfall Fairy checks. Oh no, yeah, of course. Castle Tower, that is where Castle Tower was.
Yeah, this is interesting, because he does know there's a big key here, which he still does not have the means to get.
Mildly unfortunate, Fear Agent does not have any magic for fire rod shots, and he still doesn't have that bow.
So we found Thieves Town at the Dark Bonk Rock, so a nice kind of 4-item cave here. We do see that it is a pendant. Tracy Bo is at the dig spot, and the shovel is at Bonk Rocks at the Vanilla Bomb Shop location.
Okay, so nothing terribly useful in Castle Tower.
Oh, this is smart by Fear, actually. He's just using this as a way to get to the Dark World. So he has both Castle Tower keys. Makes
And
a lot
that's
more
our fourth
sense.
sword in Thieves Town.
Yeah, the one like slightly unfortunate thing for Fear is that he doesn't have a glove, flippers, or the hammer, so he can't quite use this as a way to get to West Dark World. But it does give him all of the pod area, which is he's already done the eastern area, so it's nice to be able to clear that out. And he could find one of those things over there.
You know,
Yeah, Ganon's behind Lumberjack Dante.
There have been some really elusive hammers in Zeeds this week.
Yeah, you're telling me, yeah. For sure.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we just saw a map check from Jesse a few seconds ago. We do indeed have a vanilla number 6 crystal at Mire. And we had crystals at Swamp and Skullwoods, I believe.
So Jesse's gonna get his small key here and clean up this entrance, which I believe was just nothing. Jesse's going. He might be trying to clean up some more pod checks, maybe. Or doing the front of TR, that makes sense too. We already saw this from Fear.
Oh, he's gonna have his butter sword sub 1 hour.
Yeah, he can also go all the way to the Vanilla Big Key chest and then check the Desert Palace West connector, which I don't know if we've seen.
Good question.
Yeah, so Fear gonna get in the top of Hyrule Castle, which is always very nice.
Oh, hi Saha.
Okay, so it was Thieves. That was the green pendant. We didn't know it was a pendant, but we did not know which color. Nice Skull Small. Always good to have one of those.
And there's Bombo, so that's the other of our 2 entrance locking medallions.
So I guess we'll see Fear check the pyramid ledge and clean up the pod area. Nice red mail.
Yeah, worth picking up if it's right here.
So I don't think we've found a connector to this part of the world. So I think from Fear's perspective, this all could be flipper locked. So it's just something for him to keep in mind. Speaking of
Super Bunny
connectors,
Cave.
yeah, it's a bit of a pain to have to run all the way back out of the pod considering this is a one-way connector, but it is 2 items. Ooh, nice mini Moldorm cave.
our third TR small. There's Cane of Berna and another Meyer small.
You're going to the pod entrance, which is always, in my opinion, the worst entrance to check in cross keys.
Yeah, a real slog, and no guarantee of anything valuable there.
Yeah, so it looks like Jesse's making his way up to Skullwoods. So with the big key, a small key, and the fire rod. Oh, speaking of Skullwoods, here's the conveniently placed back of Skullwoods. All right, just a heart container. If you're finding Hotel Mario at Pod. Guessing he's going to go back to go through the Super Bunny connector.
Jesse's on his way to fight Moth. This is not going to be difficult at all.
Yeah, having beams kind of sucks here, but still, it's not too bad.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Okay, so both bottles we found so far have had free blue potions, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see where Super Bunny leads us to. That is a great, great spot for Fear to end up. I was about to say it would be really convenient if it was the Bumper Cave exit.
And here's
Ooh.
Meyer. Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, given that Super Bunny's a one-way connector, you kind of have to. You kind of opted into to dipping this, even though you don't have the big key. Nice ice rod there on Jesse's side, so we can complete TR if we want to now.
Yep, we got the big key, and we have the entrances and Samaria.
Yeah, and Fear's about to go into Skullwoods, and this is really good for him, right? Because he's going to get that glove in the Crystal Roller chest, because he'll go back to Laser Bridge to get to Trinex and check that then. It is not a... let's see. I said really was a bad Skullwoods layout. Oh no. Nice ice
my
valve
goodness.
location.
Well,
Yeah,
at least
so
there was never any danger of going there without the fire rod.
that is a good point. Yeah, that's too bad. The bad Skullwoods layout leading to the Ice Palace. Fear is gonna, or sorry, Jesse is gonna do Ice Palace. He needs to come back here and do these checks first. I guess you could skip it without the hammer too. It is a huge pain to get back to.
Nice flippers.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to dip in. Because he's got the cane, he's got a small key. Oh, nice vanilla Meyer big. So speaking of having to go
Wow.
back here, it looks like we're not going to have to go back here. That is super convenient. Jesse knows the bomb setup. Really well done.
Let's so satisfying when you do. Oh, there's the hammer.
Nice hammer! Oh man, Fear is some good things are happening to Fear right now because he's gonna be able to fully clear that ice palace when he finds it.
Yeah, he really needed some things to go his way, and that was pretty big
Actually,
considering
no, but
how
he doesn't
very.
have the glove. He doesn't have the glove though. That.
Oh, good point. He'll get there. He'll get the glove eventually. Maybe he'll find the other glove.
Great, so the glove's in the crystal roller chest, and laser bridge is at Agina's cave. And so Fear's gonna get there, but he's probably gonna go into Skullwoods first. Alright, so yeah, the Ice Palace Big was super early. Another pod small, which is nice. Gonna want maybe a couple more of those before you go back in.
Yeah, 4 would be a nice number. 5 is ideal.
Alright, at least with the small key in the cane for Jesse, it's a relatively quick dip into Ice Palace.
These cape strats on Vitreous are always kind of entertaining, aren't they?
Yeah, because it's nice for Fear because he can get some hits in on the big eye because he doesn't have a great way to kill it, right? Alright, let's go get the Swamp Palace play on Jesse's side. He doesn't have a hammer, but in this case it does not matter because we have the Specky Clip.
Another pod small.
Alright, nice job by Fear on the Vitreous fight.
That's going to be his first dungeon clear, actually. An hour 5 in.
Yeah. He's gonna find Skullwoods pretty quickly to they catch up, I would imagine. Yeah, it's kind of funny for Fear. There's really was never going to be a great way. Oh, okay, interesting. I guess he's going to get the
Nice.
glove now. Okay, Fear getting hard bailed out by this location because he's about to go into Skullwoods, which he needed to do get his Ice Rod, which would have drawn him back to TR. But he finds TR East, which is going to get him his glove before he goes into Ice Palace.
Very convenient.
So yeah, so when Fear goes into Ice, he's going to get his Flippers, right? He's going to get his Ice Rod. So he's going to be able to fully
Skull,
clear...
you meant, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. So he's going to be able to fully clear TR Ice. He's going to have fully clearable Eastern and Swamp. Like,
we still don't know what our third pendant is, do we?
I know, I'm trying to figure that out. So are we potentially like a pod big key from Go mode? Or pod or desert?
Oh, it's desert small.
I guess Fear has to get the bow, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we've found the back of desert either. And also Fear now has like the entirety of GT on the left side.
Oh, that is also true. That hammer opens quite a bit for him in terms of density. You know, if Pod turns out to be a pendant, do we even need a bow?
Yeah, for Eastern we do.
Oh yeah, of course. That's right.
Next Mire Shed.
So the second bow could also be a big bailout for Fear Agent.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's bottle percent.
Completely useless. Second Ice Pals key. If you're nicely finding the potion shop after turning in the.
Rejecting that shield, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, like this is potentially gonna be a super fast seed for Fear if whichever of or his two Gomo big keys are where they are. Oh, we now know that TR is a pendant, I see. So TR is the pendant. Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, normally TR is a very long dungeon, but in this case, TR being a crystal might have been a little faster. But, you know, we don't get to decide these things.
Yeah, so we need both the pod big and the desert big. But like,
Oh,
okay, they're
GT.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
well, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. He can get the big chest, but there is that big key on Zorledge too, right? And that has to be either Desert Pod or Thieves, I think.
It looks like those are the only outstanding big keys. Yes.
So Jesse, who doesn't know that TR's a pendant, is going to clear it. From his perspective, obviously, it makes perfect sense. We have seen Thieves. Thieves is at the Bonk Rocks in the Dark World by the bomb shop.
All right, Butter Sword Trinex. Here we go.
Yeah, Jesse knows what he's doing. Jesse's a pretty good MG runner.
Nicely done with hammer strats on Moth.
Fear's like kind of close to the bow. Like it's not like too far out of the way, but it might take him a bit to get all the way down there. So he's gonna find a lot of stuff in Skull, and he's gonna find Ice Palace. But I think he will get there.
And even when he does get the shovel, though, is he going to prioritize that check?
I mean, maybe it's like a pretty easy place to end your route. Although he is gonna have the flippers at that point, right? And so he might be tempted to keep going to like Dark Shopping Mall. So maybe not. But the shovel's something you just kind of just check after you get it for some people. I don't know. Some people treat these fetch quests that are like kind of quick but kind of isolated very differently. We're just going to kind of have to see what Fear decides to do. And also, this is a bad Skullwoods layout, right? But Fear has normal Darkhold access, so he can kind of do what he wants. But at least he's going to use Ice Rod here first, which we know is very likely to be useless unless the pedestal's something.
Yeah, that is a very good point. Having that hammer gives him normal Dark World access, which is a lot faster than having to use connectors and other things. In fact, Jesse still doesn't even have access to the east side of the Dark World.
He does through Castle Tower now, because he has the flippers. Like the same way Fear did it at the Logic.
Oh, good point.
But he
Yes,
also
I
doesn't
didn't even
know where
think of that.
Castle Tower is, though. He has to find Castle Tower first because he hasn't done the flipper checks. All right, Jesse without the hammer is going to have to go the long way to back of escape. Because the sanctuary drop down is that magic bad? Fear knowing he does not need any more Skullwood's keys is getting out. Gonna find Ice Palace, fully clearable for Fear.
Have we seen back of escape from Fear Agent?
No, because he still doesn't save and quit after getting the hammer.
Okay, that wasn't terribly useful. Fear going to be able to full clear Ice Palace, as you mentioned.
So Jesse's gonna get to East Dark World a different way, right? He doesn't have to go through Castle Tower, obviously. He can just go back through North Dark World and do it as well.
If he goes through North Dark World, do you think he'd just go to Catfish and then mirror and do all the water checks?
Probably, yeah. The one kind of interesting thing for Jesse, though, is there is that big key on Zora Ledge, right? So that actually might make it more tempting for him to run out and keep going in the Dark World, because that finding Super Bunny is hard required to get to the hammer, which is locking probably most of the rest of the game for Jesse.
Yeah, that's also a good point.
Yeah, seeing both runners kind of clean up for the most part. Things that the other has done. I don't think there was too much. Jesse finding every TR entrance all right together, which is always kind of funny.
In fact, I think the back of Desert is the only dungeon entrance we are still looking for.
I think you're right, yeah. So there are still some entrances we have unchecked, but it could potentially mean that something like the mitts are required, or we do have all the medallions. We have checked most of the entrances we have available. Like Fear, when he goes back into the village, we'll be able to check like that hammer house in the village of
Oh, yeah.
Outcast, but there's not like a ton left. And Jesse's going to check the dark shop area here, which we haven't seen. So there are still some kicking around that we can potentially find Desert back in.
Very nice cold stare fight by Fear. Hey there, Jesse picked up the shield. So both runners have 3 crystals at this moment. But they only have 1 crystal that's the same between the two of them.
So where is Fear going now? Probably back to GT, I would imagine. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, easily the most dense location remaining.
So this is one of our very few. Okay, I guess it is nothing. The other thing for Fear is he's not going to be very tempted to climb, not having that bow, unless the other bow's over here. But I doubt he would be tempted to climb anyway. He still has an Eastern Palace he can clear, a ton of stuff in pod, nice book, which is always fun.
And we were just over where the pedestal was. Okay, not completely useless boomerang from Catfish.
Seems not going in the waterfall entrance. Probably planning always to come back out. It's going to be kind of funny because he's probably planning to go into the East Dark World area, but he's just going to find Castle Tower. He's going to be like, oh, this is just a more convenient way to do it because I have to do this anyway.
Oh yeah, getting spit out on the pyramid will be a nice bonus.
Getting his map, I think it was, from Zora.
Okay, powder is nice on Fear Agent's side.
So is this useful or is it Thieves Town? Okay, rest required. Ooh,
And this one, oh, that's Thieves Town. So we've got the Fire Snake Room and then the Big Chest, which is something we rarely, if ever, see get opened. Or wait, did I just miss the Fire Snake Room already?
Yeah, Fire Snake's before Rando, yeah. Yes, yeah, what Iger said. My Moon Pearl in my seed this week was in the GT Big Chest.
Oh, it's the other bow! Oh, wow!
Dude, oh, Fear.
So we just need the pod big and to find the back of desert.
Yeah, so Fear going for this Desert Big Key now. Because, I mean, he's, like, super close to go mode.
The first bow was at the dig spot, and the shovel was at the Light World bomb shop place. Oh, Dark World bomb shop, pardon me.
Right, so I imagine Fear might start to do dungeon cleanup, although there's really only one, I guess two with Swamp. The 2 dungeons he can clean up. But he doesn't know he needs to find back of desert, but it's kind of like, especially with a dungeon like Swamp, right? Like you kind of want to know if you need mitts, so you might go clean up all the entrances, just so that you're not tempted to overclear in some of these dungeons.
Oh, Mimic Cave was just right here. And
Because he does have
that
to find the pod big too, right? Yeah. More convenient back of escape for Fear, having the hammer.
Yeah, actually having Mimic Cave and Back of Escape right next to a starting point is kind of convenient.
Fear probably confirming. Saw that he didn't have... So he doesn't have the Hera information, because Jesse only knows it because he beat the dungeon. So Fear thinks he could be in go mode if Hera's the crystal and pause dependent. Unless he knows
That is
all
a
of
good
the other
point.
information. I wonder if he's got a tracker up. I gotta know if Fear has all the pendant crystal information. No, he doesn't know on his tracker between Hera or Pod.
Right, he's going to clean up Eastern. Makes sense.
Yeah, this is kind of nice because he's already cleared everything but the two big key lock jacks, and it gives you time to think as well, right? Like, what's going to be my strategy going forward? Yeah, I agree with what Teldar is saying. I forget, Hair's somewhere on Death Mountain, right? I think Fierce saw it as a bunny, right? It's on the bridge, I think.
Yes, it was the TR bridge, the west entrance.
Yeah, so he's got to know where it is. So I think after Eastern, you probably just go do Hera and hope. Hope you're in go mode.
You know, thankfully we haven't seen the Hera small key yet.
And the one nice thing for Fear is that when he goes to Hera, he's going to get a sword. So he's going to get a lot of the time back that he's going to think he wasted. He might be wasting in Hera too, which is good for him.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten there was a sword there.
Alright, Jesse finding the key to all of his items, but he's going to clear the pod area first like Fear did before going back there. Yeah, so here it's just right next to Eastern here, right? Yeah, it's good routing by Fear. It's very convenient that he gets to clean up Eastern while finding out if he's in go mode or not.
So now having both keys for Desert, that's another 3 checks in there. Do you think you just go there unless you have something better to do?
Yeah, it's interesting because like I don't know what kind of 5-item caves he has left. I don't think there's any. I think he's found them all. It's just in terms of like you need to find the back of Desert. So doing entrances is tempting. I don't know exactly what he has left and what item caves he has left. That's kind of what can make the decision for you. So that's that like you may find, an item cave while you're looking for a desert back and that has the pod big key in it, and then you're just good. But if you don't have like good entrances left, then it's kind of likely you need maybe mitts. Then maybe it's more tempting to go clear some.
But that's
Some
interesting.
dungeons.
the new tempered sword making quick work of Moldorm, and this is going to be his pendant, and he's now going to know he does need to find the pod big key.
Yeah, so like, I don't think Fear's checked all like the South Dark World stuff. Nice bird dodge there. I guess we're going to go through a Hyrule Castle connector. So Jesse finding Meyer, which is going to lead to his hammer. So then he'll probably go back to ice and beat that. And then we're going to kind of be on a fairly even playing field, right? Considering Jesse has already cleared Swamp Palace. So that's something that Fear... So this is a mini Moldorm Cave, right, for Fear? Yeah.
Yep.
There's nothing in here. This is actually much closer than I thought it was. Now that we're sort of starting to converge.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially that bow in the GT big chest, really bailing Fear Agent out.
Yeah, one thing is though, Fear's going to be able to check the hammer house here. I guess he's going to get some desert checks as well. And so if that is the back of desert, that's going to be pretty interesting. So Jesse with going to find both his Mire Big and the hammer in here, by the way. So he's going to be able to clear Misery Mire if anybody didn't see when Fear was in there. And him having all three small keys means these checks on the left side are fully in logic, so there's no real sense of skipping him considering what he has left.
One more check here in Desert. Okay, I think that is the 5th pod small between our two runners.
I think Jesse got that one. I'm not sure though.
I don't think he's been back to Desert since getting
Oh,
the
he's
big
not.
key.
Okay. Don't listen to me. Alright, so this is one of the entrances we have not checked. That could be our desert bag.
Well, I guess it's a nice place to hide if you have a bunch of money with you.
Just getting his hammer. I don't think Jesse's really feeling too bad about what's happening now. I really don't think you ever think that somebody fake flippers to the castle tower to get the hammer before Ice Palace.
Well, yeah, it is an interesting sequence of events when you put it like that.
Because he now knows that, like, the hammer was locked behind this, right? So unless there's just another glove somewhere, but even that doesn't really get you over there too much faster.
So as for entrances, we have our 2 medallion entrances we haven't been able to check yet.
Yeah, and one of them we can't check without miss.
Oh, of course.
But I think Meyer entrance might be it. I'm trying to think of what else we haven't seen. Pretty sure Jesse checked Checkerboard Cave. Yeah, I mean,
yes.
I'm talking about like non-mislocked entrances. Yeah, mitts open up a few more. So if you're skipping left side swamp, makes sense. One item from go mode. / entrance find mode. Yeah. No, that's a good point, and we do know where the bomb shop is. So the Pyramid Fairy is another entrance.
In fact, both of our runners do have both of their red crystals now. Pyramid Fairy is an option.
Yeah, it is in logic as well. We do have Mire area access, yes. I forget through where, but they found it pretty early. Nice GT. I don't know if we've seen the Hookshot Cave entrance either.
Good point. We have not.
It's just upgrade fairy. I don't think Jesse's dropped down yet, so he'll go in here. I think one of these was a Genis Cave, right? That we had no Moon Pearl for, so I don't think we've actually seen what's in here.
You know, if Agina decided to be helpful and have a key we need, that would be nice.
Oh,
it's the mitts!
Oh, that is a bad spot for that for fear. Oh, that is real interesting. So now we don't know if they're required, but at this point it is getting fairly likely that they are.
It's a whole lot of digs for a small key to TR. Okay. Actually, that's completely useless to us.
Grave Ledge that we did see from Fear. Fear might get his silver arrows. I also don't think. Oh yeah, we have seen Dark Shopping Mall, right? We Radical Jesse or Radical Sniper found a connector over there.
I believe so. Looks like this is going to be the Ice Palace entrance check.
Yeah, the rule of humbug is in effect.
Fear Agent having that book from GT, he's going to check Bombo's tablet, and he will find another small key. Tahara, oh lovely. We're probably not checking that anytime soon.
Where's Jesse going? Are we going back into pod now? No, so we're just going to the Dark World, look for entrances. Might be getting some hammer pegs action, as well as for Jesse the Hammer House. Oh, he's going back to ice, actually. Okay, that makes sense too.
Oh, this is going to be the Pyramid Fairy entrance check. I think Fear Agent may have forgotten it could be quicker to leap to 4 when you have Aga 1 defeated.
That's true. That's fair. It's an easy thing to forget in cross keys.
Oh yeah, there's so many moving parts.
It makes sense for Jesse to do ice before going back to GT because all of the checks are right on the way. He's not really losing any time because he's already been in here and done Ice T.
All right, is this the answer? It
Nope.
is!
Oh man, Fear dodges one bullet, which is Desert Back not being mislocked. Now he just needs the Pod Big to not be mislocked, and then we're good to go.
You know what? Imagine if the Pod Big was just in Pod.
It could be. We have a lot of checks in Pod.
Almost gets the one cycle there on Landmost. Nicely done. And we have a compass.
Alright, so all Fear needs is find that Pod Big. It's just the real question is it mislocked?
If it isn't, we really have a race on our hands here.
I would imagine Fear's probably just going to go back to Pod now. Mitts are at Agina's Cave on the east side of Dark Death Mountain, which Fear saw as a bunny. But he was unable to get the item. This is definitely Fear's most dense location. So now if you're Jesse, I think you just find Desert Back. You have access to every entrance, and I don't think there's really too many time-consuming entrances you could find. So like you kind of have to go through the motions anyway, and you might find the Pod Big on the way. So far, nothing in pause. I'm assuming we're going to get hammer pegs on Jesse's side. I think having not done GT, you might see him not opt to do the Smith Chain. I don't remember where the Smith was.
You know what? Neither do I.
Okay.
Oh, here's Ice Rod Cave.
Here's one of Jesse's outs, I would say. So we're gonna do Mimic Cave here as well. Makes perfect sense. You're opting to hammer on, which makes sense. You really need to save that small key, so. Yeah, Leoria. So Desert Back is at Pyramid Ferry, which Jesse will find eventually, and we don't know where Pod Big is. That's the situation. It is not in Pod.
All right, so we still got a search to do here.
So like GT climb gotta be pretty tempting for Fear. Maybe back at Thieves Town first also makes sense. Thieves Town is right here. Is he gonna check this entrance, which has his shovel that leads him to his silver arrows? Yes. Oh, he hasn't even found Thieves Town yet. Okay, fair enough. So Jesse has already checked the front 4.
Now, do you go to the back here if you're in one item go mode?
For Fear, I think yes, because like, what does he have left? He can go fight Trinex. He can climb GT. That's about. He can go back to Agina's cave on Dark Death Mountain. He has Ether Tablet. There's really not a whole lot to do. Like 4 items, 5 with the green pendant is pretty much his most dense location. Can the pot big EV on Pet? Yes. Pet is fully in logic. I guess not from Fear's perspective, but we do know there is a hair big somewhere, which I don't remember where it is. I'm also trying to think of what item caves we haven't seen. I think we've seen all the big ones.
I'm having difficulty thinking of what we may not have seen yet.
It's not in the attic. Yeah, that is true, Telthar. But we did just see Fear get that shovel that Jesse got pre-Pearl. So we're even
Jesse's
on
got a
pod
pot.
clears, yeah. So I guess we're checking the Mire entrance, which makes sense, because he has not found Desert Back yet. Like, it is possible that these mitts could just lead him a bunch of places that he doesn't need to go. What we got here, just nothing. Don't think there's anything else in this area for him to check. So it's like, I mean, I doubt he goes to the TR entrance before doing the big bomb, so we might be seeing that next.
Does look like the big bomb. And that is blind down for Fear Agent. He's rewarded with a paltry 20 rupees. Jesse remembering he can flute to 4.
Exactly. Probably Fear, probably gonna do the shovel, get his silver arrows. So nicely get the time back. Oh no, guess not. I don't think he's done Dark Shopping Mall. I don't remember where Saucerlo is either, so that could be around here somewhere. Oh, it was on the top of Hyrule Castle, wasn't it? Maybe?
Um,
I'm not gonna try and rack my brain around it. I'm sure he'll get there eventually. Just before or after climbing GT is the question. The 6th pod key for Fear. So we're going back to the Eastern Palace entrance. This was Bumper Cave.
I feel like this went somewhere important.
Yeah, it definitely did. I don't remember where though. Alright, where's Jesse gonna go now? He doesn't have the Thieves Big, which I think was in left side. That was in Rando Room in GT. Oh, right. Fear hasn't done Checkerboard Cave entrance. Or Trinex, which I guess is... or the Dam chest.
Oh, that's right. He had to come back for that.
Which he opted not to Super Bunny to. I bet you he's breathing a sigh of relief that that was nothing. Alright, so I don't know what item cave Sphere has left, but he's opting to go for them instead of climbing GT.
And speaking of GT, here goes Jesse into there. He's going to get his silvers and his Thieves Town Big.
Yeah, and Jesse might climb? Like, you really want to go do the back of Pendant Thieves Town over climbing GT? I don't know what's in Pyramid. Iker, do you know?
In Pyramid?
Yeah, like the Pyramid Hole. Like which item cave is it? I'm trying to think of what we didn't see. Is it the Lost Woods Thief? Is that the one we haven't seen?
I think you're right. Yeah, we saw the well, we saw Lumberjack, and then, Ganon, Magic Bat, and Useless Fairy.
Yeah, Magic Bat was at the Houlihan spot drop. We still haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, Jesse will get his Magic Powder here as well, so that puts Magic Bat on the table.
So this also gets Sphere the Pedestal with Trinex. Alright, just gonna do the GT Big, get his silver arrows. I gotta imagine Fierce going to the pedestal now after clearing 2 pendants for nothing. Technically 3, but he did get a sword out of Hera.
Looks like that is exactly where he's heading, and he's got his book ready. So I guess I'm not going to blind pull it for our entertainment.
We think it's a 1-item drop down behind GT, to answer the question in chat. But I don't know for sure.
Just a heart container.
Huge time save on Fear's side.
So we won't be seeing 20 hearts on anyone's side here.
So he's saving quitting. So he's to go to... I mean, he's not going to GT, he's saving quitting, right? I wonder where... Is the hospital around here somewhere? Yeah, I think it was on top of the pyramid. Oh, okay. He's just saving quitting so he can save a quit to get back to here. Just $300. So, does Fear do powder before climbing GT? I guess he hasn't done catfish. So he might be going over to do that kind of area and like finish with the GT climb.
Yeah, it's nearby enough.
Because he's got like powder, that one entrance. No, Fear has not done the climb, Catfish and the GT climb, which looks like this kind of cluster is what Fear is going to do.
Silver Arrow's making quick work of Land Mode 2.
Yeah, Fear didn't check powder, but he saves a mirror transition by doing it after Catfish, so I don't blame him for not doing it right away. Like, he might be going Dark Shopping Mall though, because I don't think he found the connector over there. Alright. See these top of GT checks? Oh, that
And
looks like a
there
pod
it is.
Big T. Oh my goodness. So that is go mode for Jesse.
At just under 1 hour 55 minutes.
Dude, this thing really swung. Like Fear looked like he was in the driver's seat after the kind of Meyer Ice TR kind of finding all those items in sequence, but then Jesse just decided to do the GT climb first. And Fear's going to be very disappointed with this Hera Big Key.
Oh,
now
dear.
we know where it is. And like, from Fear's perspective, like after finding that bow in the GT Big, like he could have climbed then, but he had so much of the game left. Like I think it made a lot of sense for him not to do that. Like that's like a decision you look back on and feel terrible about. But like I think he was in the right not to do the climb then. It's just kind of unfortunate the way it worked out.
It's such a huge time investment, and all the items are at the end of the climb, which is really annoying.
Anyway, this was a super interesting race, I gotta say. Like, I had no idea who was in the lead for 95% of it.
Yeah, it really could have gone either way, just depending on where that last item was. But that's, how Rando works usually. Oh, he's going for the climb now. It might just be too late, though, to come back.
Yeah, like all he has left is pretty much Ether Tablet and the chest that has his mitts that are not required. And left side swamp.
Oh, nice mirror shield. I'm so happy.
Alright, so kind of convenient pod location to finish the game.
And here we go. Butter Sword, Mirror Shield, Half Magic, Silver Arrows, 4 bottles. This is going to be a walk in the park for Jesse. Jesse's really taking out his frustrations on Ganon's behind there.
Setting up for a nice triple here.
1, 2, 3. Well done.
GG's out for Jesse. Like what a race. This was super entertaining. Kudos to both of these runners, putting on a really great show.
And Jesse will finish with an official time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 6 seconds, just shy of 2 hours.
So that's going to take JKLOL to, I think it was like 9-2. So I think they have the first seed overall in the league right now. So like really impressive performance by everybody on this team so far. Sounds like we are joined by Jesse. GG's.
GG's.
GG. Whew.
Yeah, that was a pretty swingy race. Like if you go back and watch this one, it was very entertaining. Like we thought you were in a bit of trouble because the way Fear got to the Dark World was by fake flippering into Castle Tower, which got him to East Dark World very quickly, which let him find Super Bunny very quickly, which meant he got his hammer and he had skipped Crystal Roller, but then found TR East and got the glove. So he had those for Ice Palace. And so he kind of, that like mid-game sequence for him worked out very well. But then in the end, it just kind of came down to what do you choose first? Fear kind of opted for, he hadn't found Thieves Town yet, so he opted for back of Thieves Town, very understandably. And really, kind of the difference is just about a back of Thieves Town between both of you guys. But great race, guys. Like this was a pretty fun one to watch back for sure. So I guess I kind of start with you, Fear. So I guess like you must have felt like quite good. I guess we are joined by Fear. Huge GGs to you as well. Like how are you feeling through that mid-game sequence? Like that play to Castle Tower that kind of got you that early hammer must have felt pretty good. And then just kind of the worst thing in cross keys, getting down to needed that like one last big key and then not going to the right location.
Yeah, you summed it up. I felt great. Getting the hammer, I felt great. Doing AGA, everything felt great. And then this game shows you why it's awful. I mean, seriously, I was looking for that big key for how long? I don't know, 40 minutes?
You were bought Biggie Go mode at like an hour 17 or something.
I thought, oh man, I thought this was going to be like, oh, this is going to be a jet. We're going to be done at hour 30. This is going to be awesome. And then I lose. And then I realized, wow, I remember why I stopped playing the game. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. You know what I mean? Like, to feel like you're doing as well as you're doing, and then to lose, it's just a frustrating game.
Yeah. The other interesting thing was when Jesse, you found those mitts, and we were like, oh, because it really looked like Fear was like heavily in the driver's seat, and because Fear, you had found Agina's cave as a bunny, and we were like, oh man, he's never going back there. Yeah. And those mitts, although it kind of gave you a little bit of efficiency at times, they definitely, Jesse, cost you time in the end. So kind of walk me through the decision to climb GT, I guess. He didn't really have a whole lot left, but like, how are you feeling at that point?
So I had thought pretty early that getting the glove and TR going backwards through the bridge or through Laser Bridge, like I felt pretty good because I was like, okay, had the Samaria, had the lamp, all that stuff. It's in logic. I feel great. Not thinking, anything's going too poorly, dip ice for nothing. That feels bad, but managing. Honestly, at that point, there just wasn't much left. I pretty much had preserved it to be like, okay, we're going to find desert. Because at this point, like, it's the one thing I'm missing place-wise. So I get the mitts and I'm like, okay, entrances are good. Let's find that. And then, okay, let me do pod. But in the meantime, I had gotten the big key to desert and the small key to desert. I was like, let's hit right side and the rest of desert. Let's hit pod. And then you're just like, what do I have left? And it's GT left side, and why not do the climb?
Yeah.
Because that's really like, I had not touched left side. I had waited on it because by the time I got hammer, I think I was just missing pod big.
So why didn't you rush GT? I mean, that's like how many checks on the left side of GT?
No.
It's flute spot
So
too.
like,
But it made sense for Jesse, for you though, because you still had to find desert back, right? And you had all of the entrances. I believe you second last entrance desert back too. Is that correct?
yes. At that point, I had checked Mire. I had checked ice. The only entrance I didn't check, I think, was TR.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was really kind of prioritizing finding desert. And then it was just, after that, it was item. Where's my item density? Okay, I've got pod and I've got GT. Like, those are my two spots. And getting the 6th pod small kind of said, go back to pod. Finally, because I hadn't touched it in an hour and a half.
Yeah. And even for you, like, I know the sequence must have felt kind of bad, but like, given the location of the flippers, technically leading to the hammer, like, and where desert back was, like, I feel like you couldn't have felt too bad about your route.
No, I mean, hearing what you said about, Fear doing the fake flipper and finding Castle Tower early to get over to East Arc World, like, it's one of the things I don't do a lot of in this mode. And every time I see somebody or hear about somebody, fake flippering something and just going, dang, that's a really good idea sometimes. And I just never commit to it.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever, because when you were going back there, I was like, why is he going back there? I was like, oh, he's using this to get to the Dark World. Like, that was a good play.
I felt big brained, honestly. I felt like a big brain play. I'm not upset that I lost necessarily. Like, Jesse's a hell of a runner, and I knew this was going to be a tough one. I think the frustrating part for me, and where the tilt comes, is I felt like I played great. I mean, I felt really good about my route. I felt really good about all of it. And then it just went off the rails at the end, like I saw that Ganon was at Lumberjack, and it's like, oh, we're gonna have a Castle Tower, CT hunt.
And then the CTs were free.
Right, CTs are free, and then it comes down to a big key, and like I never want to climb. I just never want to climb.
Yeah.
I think I just have to like change that mindset and just like screw it, just climb.
I'll be honest. Like, I think the hard part there is you have races where you're just like, okay, I don't want to do this one, and this is the answer. It's like, I've gotten away from GT climbs, I've gotten away from Smith chain at times, and then inevitably somebody rushes those things against you, and you're just like, oh yeah, no, that was the answer, of course.
Yeah, it just in this thing, it just really came down to just like randomly how the order went, right? Like, Jesse, you had to find desert back, so it made sense for you to lay GT. So when you were there, you climbed Fear. When you got to left side GT and you found that boat and you could have climbed, it didn't really make sense for you to climb in that spot, right? It's just like kind of how it works it out sometimes, right? You had all pod and like tons of stuff left, right? So
yeah, like I was at that point, I'm like, okay, so now I'm locations and big key. That's like all I need. Is I knew there was a big key on the desert or on the Zora ledge, so I needed to get that. And then I was like, man, I might be in go mode. Like, I might be able, like, after I hit that bow, I'm like, I'm really close to go mode. So I did Eastern and then Hera, and when I got the Hera information, I'm like, okay, so I just need the pod big at this point, and to find desert.
Yeah, because we saw you check your map, and we were like, oh, he doesn't know that Hera's the pendant, so he's just going to beeline straight to Eastern Hera. And I was like, well, at least he gets that sword, but some consolation.
Like, I don't even mind the fact that I cleared Hera, like, that just gave me the information. But at that point, I'm like, pod big key from go mode, I'm pretty sure. So I go do swamp, and when you're one item away from go mode, it's like there's no way I'm doing left side swamp, and I still haven't found Thieves Town and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. It comes down to what do you choose looking for one item. You have 100 checks available. Where is it?
Yeah, it's funny. It's interesting for you, Fear. Like, I think you only had like 2 checks in the game outside of Left Side Swamp and the GT Climb, and those 2 checks were your mitts and your silver arrows.
Yep. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't do the shovel because I got it so late, and the mitts were Agina's Cave. I just never found because like I'd have to do Spiral Cave again. To get back there, and I'm like, it's just way too long to get back there. So I don't know, man. I felt really good. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Jesse and his victory, but man, it's tilting. It really is. It's that might, I think there's a chance that we don't make the playoffs. I mean, we have Gamma, so we probably will make the playoffs, but if we lose out, there's a possibility that we just don't make the playoffs, and then that was my last race, so that's a little frustrating.
Yeah. You guys are in pretty good shape, right? You're tied on points, but you still have an extra game to play over the 2 teams you're tied with, so you have another chance.
I think they have I don't know. I mean, I think we're okay, but
it's a tight top of the division. I mean, everybody's been talking about Lost Woods and how crazy that is, but like the 5 teams in this race in Eastern or in CAC are just, it's been a slugfest.
Yeah, so Jesse, for you guys, you're the only 2-loss team, right? At 9-2, you're first place overall in the whole league, I think now. So
that appears to be correct. Yes,
that's news to me. I don't know.
You guys are crushing it, so huge GG's to you and your team, and GG's to both of you guys. This was an awesome race. Like, I think you guys both played super well, and it was extremely entertaining.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for doing the comms, and GG's, Jesse. Like, you are the official Jesse now of Rando. I'm salty, but I'm not salty at anyone here. Like, again, Jesse, I totally respect all your game and all that kind of stuff, and I'm excited to watch this one back. And Matt and Blue Link, thanks so much for doing comms, and Ike here for tracking. I really appreciate it, and I don't want to be a super downer. It's just, you spend
no, not at all
40 minutes looking for a key, and
I completely understand that.
So, yeah,
I mean, I will say, like, I had this week marked as like, whether I was facing you or Gamma this week, I was just like, this is going to be, so much fun to get a chance to play you guys in cross keys. So
yeah. So I need to be carried. So I'm gonna go eat some dinner now because I'm hungry and cranky. And thanks everyone. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks to you two for putting on an excellent, entertaining, and exciting race for us. That was a lot of fun to watch and commentate.
Yeah, and so I think with that is probably going to do it for us. So GG's again to our runners. Thank you so much to Ike for tracking, and thank you, Blue Link, for doing calls with me.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Yeah, that's all.
We will catch you next time. I think are there any more races tonight? Take a look here. So we got... No, so plenty of races tomorrow though, so keep your eyes on the schedule, and there is plenty more cross keys to be played.